President. Well, thank you, Lee, and hello, Washington, and a very big hello to America. Thank you. And 10 days from now, our country will celebrate one of the most monumental milestones in human history. We will mark 250 years of glorious American freedom. In 1776, our founding fathers met in Philadelphia and changed the world forever and ever with a thing called the Declaration of Independence. They proclaimed the eternal truth that we are endowed by our Creator with the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We all made, and you know that, free and equal by the hand of Almighty God. Those timeless American principles did not just win a revolution, but they built us into the greatest, strongest, and most exceptional nation the world has ever known. There has never been anything like the United States of America, and together we are making it bigger and better and stronger and far more exceptional than ever before. Today, we have the largest economy on earth. We have the strongest military on earth. We have the most powerful technology on earth. We have the greatest culture on earth. And above all, we have the greatest people on earth. Greatest. Tonight, as we stand on the edge of our 250th year of independence, I am thrilled to declare that America is back. As you know very well, a short time ago, we were a dead country. We were dead. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're respected by everybody. Nobody's laughing at us anymore. 2 years ago, they were laughing. Now, we're the most respected anywhere. Think of it, anywhere in the world. Where were we 2 years ago? We weren't respected. We were a joke. We're not a joke anymore. Most powerful country in the world. But just like those patriots of 1776, over the past 17 months, we have taken power back from the far-off political class. They're trying to gain it back, but it's not going to happen. We have reclaimed our sovereignty, regained our liberty, restored our prosperity, and we have saved our country. In all things, we're once again putting a thing called America first. And last week, we signed a historic agreement to end the conflict with Iran, fully open the Strait of Hormuz, and accomplish what no president has ever been able to accomplish before. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. That's done. And thanks to the power and skill of the United States Armed Forces, today Iran has no Navy, no Air Force, no anti-aircraft capacity, no missile launchers, no manufacturing, and their leadership has been obliterated. And for the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East. We're going to have peace in the Middle East. Since the agreement, the stock market and your 401ks are skyrocketing upward, and oil prices are plummeting downward. Today, it hit a new low, and the world is a much safer place. We had to make that little journey to Iran to do what we did. Very soon, you'll be at $2.50 a gallon for gasoline. And even lower than that, just like it was before we took the nuclear weapon away from Iran, and it will be away from Iran for a very long time. Forever, really. In my first term, I rebuilt our military and created the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had the greatest economy in history. And now we are going to blow that away. We're doing better, much better than even the first term. America's 250th year is set for an economic boom, the lights of which no nation has ever seen before. No nation has ever been in the place that we are right now. In 4 long years of the last administration, which was a total disaster, they got less than $1 trillion of new investment in our country. That's less than $1 trillion in 4 years. In my first 11 months, we secured commitments for $19.1 trillion of new investment from all over the globe, and they're building factories and plants, and they're building everything all over our country. The stock market has set 73 all-time record highs since the election, and more Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Thank you. On the 4th of July, 1 year ago, I signed the largest tax cuts in American history, the largest spending cuts in American history, and the largest regulation cuts in American history by far. In the American Revolution, they had a saying, no tax on tea. But with the great big beautiful bill, we did even better. We gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans. You go out and buy an automobile, the interest on the loan is fully tax deductible, never happened before, but only if the car happens to be made in America. And we're setting records in automobile construction. Our country is strong again, our country is wealthy again, and our country is safe again. In January 2025, we inherited the worst, most dangerous, most wide open and insecure border in history. And we have quickly turned it into the strongest, most secure border in the history of our country. For the past 13 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted into the United States. 0. We're removing murderers, gang members, drug dealers, and dangerous criminals by the thousands. They came in through a ridiculous open border. I want to say a very special thanks to all of the men and women who have helped liberate America from this scourge, the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol. You are heroes. You are heroes. With the help of our law enforcement heroes, in 2025, we achieved the largest drop in the murder rate ever recorded to the lowest level in 125 years. That's the year 1900. We cut the flow of fentanyl across our border by 66%. Drugs coming in by ocean or by sea are down 97%. And Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest, most beautiful cities anywhere in the United States of America. For many years, our country was ruled by politicians who let America and its capital fall into decline and total disrepair. The city named in honor of General George Washington was turned into a national disgrace, but not anymore. Today, the homeless encampments are gone. The graffiti is gone. Since I took office, more than 50 monuments and memorials have been repaired and beautified. Dozens of statues have been cleaned and they look so nice. 22 fountains have been fixed. At Union Station, the statue of Christopher Columbus is clean and fountain. That fountain is flowing and it looks so beautiful. I just looked at it. Coming over, it is so beautiful. That white marble is nice and clean. There's no more graffiti stains all over it. The water is cascading at Meridian Hill Park. And I am personally, along with Doug and some of my friends, renovating Lafayette Square at the front door of the White House, and it's going to be beautiful and opens in a short period of time. And the reflecting pool that you've heard so much about, which is so incredible, it's been gruesomely vandalized by thugs, bad people. But soon will be looking as beautiful as it looked just 2 weeks ago. In fact, I looked at it just a little while ago. It looks perfect already. But we're fixing it. The vandals got to it. They've largely been caught and are being prosecuted. We can't let that happen to our country. Can't let that happen. But it looks beautiful. Under the Trump administration, America is once again a nation of self-respect, dignity, and pride. Under our leadership, America will also be a nation that dares to dream and to build again. We want to build again and dream again. The American dream is alive again. That's something that nobody thought they'd be saying when you went through that last 4 years of incompetence. For the 100th anniversary of our founding in 1876, America completed the Washington Monument, and the work began on the Statue of Liberty. For our 150th year, we built Colonial Williamsburg. Remember that, Colonial Williamsburg, how beautiful it was. For the 200th year, we built the National Air and Space Museum and renovated the United States Capitol. For our 250th anniversary, we are likewise building new monuments to American greatness to serve every future president and first lady. We're building the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world right at the White House, right at the White House. It's going to be completed very soon. And just across the bridge in front of Arlington Cemetery, we're building a magnificent, really beautiful. This is going to be something you're going to like, a totally magnificent triumphal arch to honor the 250-year triumph of the American spirit, American military, and frankly, American competence. In West Potomac Park, we are creating the National Garden of American Heroes, featuring 250 or more statues of the greatest Americans who have ever lived. It's going to be beautiful. And next week at Freedom Plaza, we will unveil the Spirit of 76 exhibition honoring the heroes and martyrs of the American Revolution. And remember, 1776, what a time that was. Where we've come from there, what a date it is. It's a date like no other date. From Athens to Rome, from London to Paris, from New York to LA, and from all of the other parts of the world, the great civilizations of history did not wallow in aging ruins of the past. They built new cities, they created new monuments, and they forged towering legacies that still inspire the world after hundreds and even thousands of years. As America turns 250 years old, young by comparison to some, but superior to any nation that's ever been built, no matter how many years it took. We are the inheritors of these incredible traditions. We are the ones who are carrying forward the light of Western civilization, because this is the very beginning of the golden age of America. We're in the golden age. There's never been an age like this. There's never been an age like this. This anniversary is a time to be proud of our past, but it is also a time to lift our sights, expand our ambitions, and raise our expectations of what America can be. We will leave our children nothing less than the richest inheritance, most advanced civilization, and highest standard of living in human history. There's never been anything like it. But with all of that being said, the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. I'm very pleased to be joined tonight by our great Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Mike, thank you. Stand up, Mike. He's been great. Attorney General Todd Blanche. Todd, thank you. Secretary of the Interior, who works with me so hard on the monuments and the fountains. He loves it like I do. Doug Burgum. Doug, thank you very much. Secretary of Agriculture, and those prices are tumbling down. They're tumbling down. We inherited a mess. Brooke Rollins. Thank you, Brooke. Secretary of Labor Keith Sonderling. Secretary of Transportation, you heard him, and he's great, Sean Duffy. Sean, thank you. Our wonderful Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullen from Oklahoma. Acting Director of National Intelligence, Bill Pulte. Thank you, Bill. FBI Director, Kash Patel. CMS Administrator, and he's doing a fantastic job, Dr. Mehmet Oz. Ambassador Monica Crowley. Thank you, Monica. And countless members, so many members of Congress, I will not go over the names, and senators, we appreciate that you're here. This is a very special night. Thank you all very much, the Senate and the House. As you know, over the past few weeks, America has been proudly hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and it's setting attendance records and television rating records like never before. Who would have thought this was going to happen? They would say it's not our primary sport, but it's happening. And I want to just congratulate my friend, FIFA President Gianni Infantino. He's been fantastic to deal with, and he's very happy. Everything is a record. It's like having a Super Bowl every day. And I know everyone joins me in wishing Team USA good luck in their match tomorrow against Turkey in Los Angeles. Yeah. They're doing great. Every day of my administration, we're delivering one historic victory after the next for the American people. We're unleashing American energy dominance and drill, baby, drill. You remember during the campaign, drill, baby, drill. And America is now the largest producer of oil and gas on earth, larger than Russia and Saudi Arabia by far combined. And under my most favored nation agreement on drug prices, we are delivering the largest reduction in drug price history with price differences of 400, 500, and even 600%. Who would think that if you took down 0.5%, somebody said you were a genius, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800%. Nobody's seen anything like it. We had the highest drug prices in the world, and now we're going to be having the lowest drug prices in the world. And you think that was easy. It wasn't. For decades, Americans paid the highest prices. Think of that. There's never been a time where when I took this over, the highest prices, and now, just remember, you go to TrumpRx.gov and you get what you're looking for at prices so much lower that a lot of people don't even believe it's happening. We passed the largest ever investment in the United States military, more than $1 trillion. And this year, all made in the USA, we're going to be asking Pete Hegseth and General Raisin Kane and all of us, we're going to, and by the way, how good is our military? How good is our military? One week, Iran was essentially finished. In 1 hour, Venezuela was finished. And I guess we have other things in store, but we don't want to get carried away. Recruitment for every branch of our armed forces, so importantly, is setting records. 18 months ago, we had shortages, and now we have waiting lists. We couldn't get people to join the military. None of them, none of the branches. They were all dying to get people. They couldn't. Then the thing happened on November 5th. It's called a great election victory. And from that moment on, now you can't even get into the military. We have waiting lists to get into the military and to become policemen and to become firemen. It's really fantastic what's happened. The spirit in this country is like from a different planet from what it was a year and a half ago. In a flawless and breathtaking operation earlier this year, America's armed forces captured the outlaw dictator of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and brought him back to face American justice. One of the great military raids in history, if you remember. And here at home, we abolished DEI across the entire federal government. We don't want DEI. And we got critical race theory out of our schools. And I signed the largest expansion of school choice in history. And we have begun the process of abolishing the Federal Department of Education. Thank you, Linda. Because we're sending education back to the states where it belongs. We banned the transgender mutilation of children. And we made it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. We got men out of women's sports. We renamed the Gulf of Mexico after 350 years. They are 100 years older than we are. We named the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, and restored the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it belonged. And tonight, right here on the National Mall, we are beginning the most unforgettable birthday party any country has ever seen. Oh, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. This evening, it's my honor to officially kick off the celebration with the Great American State Fair. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be unbelievable. So from today through July 10th, this event will showcase all 56 states and territories. There will be no military flyovers. And I want to tell you something, because they're going to be beyond flyovers. There'll be something like you've never seen. You get just a little tiny glimpse of it tonight. By the way, how good is our Air Force? How good is our... Nobody's ever seen those planes. They are serious planes. When the bad guys see those planes coming, they say, we give up. But we're going to have special performances, patriotic music, high-tech demonstrations, unique exhibitions, a FIFA fan zone, which is great, and it really has been big stuff, and even an old-fashioned rodeo. I love rodeo. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Then on July 4th, we will have the greatest show of all on the National Mall. Your favorite president will be speaking. So please show up. Because if we have 2 empty seats, you know what's going to happen? The fake news is going to say, he didn't fill out the arena. No, I'll be speaking. I'll be very proudly speaking as we ring in our 250th year with the largest fireworks display in world history, 10 times larger than any that we've ever done in Washington or in the United States. So if you like fireworks, then in August, we're going to have what's called the Patriot Games, a first of its kind competition featuring the greatest high school athletes from all across the United States. And applications are open through July 10th. These are the best athletes in the country, young athletes. And soon thereafter, we'll have a Freedom 250 Grand Prix right here in Washington around the Capitol. That's the great Roger Penske. Roger Penske. It's going to be an Indy race that they've been trying to get. He said, we've been trying to get it for 29 years. We came to Washington over 200 times. And with you as president, we came here a half an hour and it was done. So we're going to have Indy wrapping around the Capitol, down Pennsylvania Avenue. It's going to be amazing. It's in August. In conclusion, 250 years ago, a new nation was founded by farmers and soldiers, shopkeepers and tradesmen, who stood strong to defend their rights, their families, and their freedom from tyranny across the sea, from every city and town, from the mountains and valleys, from the backwoods and rocky shores. They came by the thousands to fill the ranks of American patriots and enlist their lives in the righteous cause of independence. That's what they did. This exceptional nation was forged and won by some of the bravest, toughest, strongest, most extraordinary people ever to stride the earth. Together we stand on the shoulders of incomparable heroes such as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Abraham Lincoln, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, John Paul Jones, John Hancock, at Lexington and Concord, Brooklyn and Saratoga, Trenton and Yorktown, and at Independence Hall in Philadelphia. These real-life legends and American icons poured out their blood, sweat, and tears and risked everything they had to purchase and to live the most priceless and glorious inheritance of any people ever to be on this earth. They all lived by the oath that Patrick Henry made immortal: give me liberty or give me death. For 250 years, every generation of Americans have taken up the same call to freedom, from the storied alleys of Boston to the streets of Philadelphia, from the golden fields of Michigan to the gleaming shores of California, and from Texas to Florida to right here in now beautiful and extremely safe Washington, D.C. Our American ancestors fought and won the most vicious battles. They explored and settled the most dangerous frontiers and let no challenge ever break their spirit or their pride. They were proud to be Americans. They love our country. They look down on us now. They love our people. Americans crossed the Great Plains, scaled the mighty Rockies, tamed the Wild West, and turned this continent into industrial powerhouses like nobody has ever seen. We laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, built the great highways, invented the airplane, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism. We're going to have to do that again. And led humanity into space. And we did it all in the span of just 250 years. Now we are expanding the glory of American freedom into into a horizon that's never been seen before. We've never reached so high as we're reaching right now. This is our heritage. This is our history. And this is the destiny of America, to be the greatest, most incredible country ever to grace the earth. We are one people, one nation, marching into one magnificent future under our great American flag that we love and respect so much. And tonight we prepare to enter our 250th year. We are more determined than ever to remember these phrases. You've heard them many times before. We will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, America. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Down, I said, young man, well, you're in town, there's no need to be unhappy, young man. There's a place you can go, I said, young man. When you're sure to go, you can go there. To the YMCA, I know they can help you too. Come on, everybody, let me hear you. It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA, my friends. If that is indeed an homage to Gitmo, we, my friends, are in for quite a treat with all the trials that we believe will be going on down there and have already been going on down there from what we can gather. It's a lot of speculation, isn't it? But at the same time, it's understood that there are sealed indictments, that there are arrests that are going to be made. They're going to be made in a major way. And we're going to see it. We're going to see it firsthand, and we're a part of it, and it's very exciting. I want to bring you to Anna Paulina Luna's post today. Influencer disclosures are coming. Okay, look at this. It's like a, I think that's kind of like a Game of Thrones kind of vibe, but I never saw Game of Thrones. But this is Representative Anna Paulina Luna posting this today. Very, very cool that we're going to be seeing what's really behind so many of these, fake influencers that pretend that they're MAGA or pretend that they're for freedom. And in actuality, they're being funded by the very people that enslave us. Okay, so speaking of Gitmo, the YMCA, which is where the YMCA in Cuba used to be, on the land where Gitmo now is. Tony Saruga said, bookmark this post, it's coming. What we're seeing out of the Southern District of Florida right now is not business as usual. It's a sustained high-velocity blitz. In fact, the chances of a massive wave of charges, arrests, and convictions coming out of Florida, of the Florida venue, look extremely high because it's already happening and the institutional machinery is only accelerating. This is, Q told us about this, right? About the various grand juries outside of DC that would be set up in order to take care of these people: Obama, Brennan, Clapper, Comey, Rice, McCabe, Rosenstein, Wray, Clinton, Smith, Garland, Jarrett, Rhodes, Carlin, McCord, Page, Stroke, Baker, Maffa, Cortan, Loftman, Yates, Sally Yates, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Samantha Power, Lisa Monaco, Dennis McDonough, Jim Urbicki, Bill Priestap, Christopher Steele, Richard Dearlove, Alexander Downer, Stephen Halper, Joseph Missoud, Sergey Milian, Sidney Blumenthal, Cody Shearer, Terry McAuliffe, Jonathan Weiner, John Podesta, Cheryl Mills, Heather Samuelson. Jasper wants to play. Cheryl Mills, Heather Samuelson, Jake Sullivan, Robbie Mook. Robbie Mook was the campaign manager for Hillary alongside John Podesta, who said the day after the election that we've got to push forth the Russian collusion as a story, as a story of why we lost. Robert Mueller, Andrew Weissman, Peter Kadzik, Rachel Brand, Matthew Axelrod, Mary Jacoby, Preet Bharara, Josh Campbell, Jennifer Palmieri, Sir Andrew Wood, Robert Hannigan, Alexandra Chalupa, Michael Sussman, Dmitry Alperovich, Donna Brazil, Stacey Abrams, and officials from the DNC, CrowdStrike, Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, Perkins Coy, Mark Elias. Boom. And starts with this guy. When you think about, folks, how long we've been waiting for real justice and how good this is going to feel when we stop speculating about real justice, like, oh, it's already been taken care of in Gitmo or whatever. Yeah, I'm not down with that, because I want it to be rock solid, like, without question that it's happened, it's happening, and there is no speculation whatsoever. And I don't need to read it in Real Raw News, which to me has just been a complete waste of time. And so here you go get it. So yeah, so let me take you to the grand juries, and especially, folks, isn't it pretty cool that that we're getting this kind of confirmation by the White House, by the by POTUS. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay. The grand jury, the Inspector General's jurisdiction to conduct civil and criminal investigations includes actions taken by former employees after they have left government service. Then Huber can act on any of those matters. This is huge. A grand jury can be impaneled anywhere in any deep red state away from D.C. That's where it is in Florida. This is very important and why Trump needed to appoint as many judges as possible. Okay, because the grand jury has to go in front of a legitimate judge, not some Obama holdover. Okay. Huber and Horowitz can accomplish everything a supreme or a special counsel can do. If Sessions feels that charges should have been made that weren't, he can still appoint a special counsel to make that happen. Huber is a lawyer from deep red Utah, not the DC swamp. If a special counsel were appointed, there would be a great deal of delay. But this can happen anywhere. Okay. Grand jury in place. All right. This is June 18th, by the way. We just had this delta of this June 18th. Okay. And, will she be indicted, and will this lead to Barack Hussein Obama be indicted? Of course, they're talking about Hillary Clinton. IG email investigation, weakest of set, open door to Weiner, HRC, others. Now, remember, Weiner was in the Southern District of New York, as was HRC's. Well, that's where a house burned up. Others, crimes against children, news reference to Huber, non-public. Clinton Foundation investigation ongoing, connected, reference to Huber. FBI protection of HRC. FBI criminal acts, that we covered that with the tarmac and how they, reference to Huber. What about DOJ text emails? Why did the intel community rate sections of the IG report at highest level of national security? What does it involve? DOJ, White House, tarmac, reference to Huber. Rod Rosenstein, IG report release does not coincide with true start date. Info push to of Huber regarding above. Scope and size biggest in history. Scope and size biggest in history. Grand jury in place? Yes, it is. In Florida. Okay. This was 8 years ago. Okay. Yeah, this is why they talk about why they had to get it out of DC. Okay. The grand jury, meaning the grand jury. And that's why it's in Florida. And that's why we're going to see real results here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Grand jury, tainted, bias. Everyone has an opinion. Okay. And if they had it in DC, that's what would be going on right now. So, so this is big, folks. This is what's going on in Florida right now. Is we got to keep our eyes on it because it is absolutely going to be huge. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go to OG Anon, who got a great catch here. Okay. This is June 24th. This is a delta OG Anon is saying, has the CIA been cleansed? I'd call this a pretty big Q proof myself. Are you ready to serve your country again? Remember your oath. 11 hours ago, the CIA posted, are you ready to serve your country as a CIA case officer? In this challenging and rewarding role, you gather human intelligence from assets around the world and work with foreign partners to conduct operations in order to safeguard our nation. Learn more at CIA.gov, careers. Wow. Okay. Delta from 4 years ago. Are you ready to serve your country again? Are you ready to serve your country? Boom. That's huge. Great catch, OG. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Yes, my friends, this is getting very interesting. Let me get to your chats. I haven't connected with you on the chats yet. And by the way, that video at the beginning of the show, I think Moonbeam has figured out how to pause it. I wanted to get it shown at the beginning of the show to try to get people thinking about the PEMF, which is a great way to not heal your body, but help your body heal itself, is what really this is what it's all about. And and if you have an interest, please go to snedpemf.com and fill out the little quick questionnaire, and you'll just have a conversation with Nancy or Wayne, and see if it's something that speaks to you. I know it's helping me. I know it's hats off to Moonbeam for being in the chat despite a nasty fall today. Thank you for being here, Moonbeam, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. And glad that you have the Oli Life P90 Plus to help your body take care of itself. So, so at any rate, so sorry for those who had to watch it over and over again. But if you wouldn't mind, Moonbeam, let's see, what was it that they just need to click on? Well, somebody... Marie, you got yours. Fantastic. Fantastic. I want to hear all about it. Awesome. Velma, you got, I know you got yours too. Yes. Okay. Okay. Great stuff. Okay. Just backing up here. Okay. So what's more, Edward, good to see you, my friend. And that's snedpemf.com. And okay, Tommy, I love my P90. My skin's so much smoother in 1 week. Fantastic. Fantastic. So if they just refresh the screen, but don't click the image again, it won't keep playing. That takes it off the ad. Okay, awesome. So refresh the screen and don't click the image again. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Moonbeam, for that. Yeah. So, my friends, what Anons have been vindicated. Not entirely, because there's still much that has to happen. The justice has to come. Otherwise, it was just a bunch of words. Cheers, everybody. Got a little blueberry lemon mineral water here. Not bad. So let's see. a little vindication, seeing as how they are, sending us comms, right? By the way, who knows this guy, and who thinks maybe it's JFK Jr.? I don't know.
My dream is I hope I'm 66 now. I hope at the end of my life, if I live a long life like my father did, he made it to 93. I hope as I'm on my way out, the last great thing I witnessed in this country is President Barron Trump. No, forget it, King Barron Trump. King Barron Trump. My dream.
Whether you love this guy or not, he is happens to be the same age as JFK Jr., but he is Green MAGA. I haven't looked into him because I just don't get caught up in a lot of the crazy JFK Jr. stuff. Like I believe he's still around. Honestly, I just don't get caught up in trying to prove it because it's just speculation that I can't prove. But I trusted David Straight when he told me that has met him twice. He was on the helicopter with him in South Dakota at the what do you call it, at the Mount Rushmore. And yeah, so I just think that there's too much connecting it all together. So I hope, but if not, that's fine. That's fine too. I'm not, I just want freedom. I want, justice, accountability. Okay. Juanita Broderick posted this today, and she said, I think President Trump should make these trash cans all around Washington, D.C. And this is Obama's presidential library. I think it's perfect as a trash can as well. So it's multi-purpose. I think it's very awesome. And Juanita, thank you for that. That is absolutely fabulous. Folks, if you're not following Juanita Broderick, and just so you know, Juanita Broderick is somebody who really is very brave and came out a very, very long time ago, before it was cool, before the Me Too movement. She came out and spoke out against the creep that Bill Clinton is, having raped her, and called him out. Yeah. So thank you, Juanita Broderick. So ice skates, here we are. If you told me a decade ago, from Relentless Truth, elect LeBron's on roids, I want to say he might have blocked me. I got to check. But he said, if you told me a decade ago that a businessman, a few lawyers, a bunch of frogs, and a letter of the alphabet would take down the globalists, I would have passed out from laughing so hard. Yet here we are. God certainly works in mysterious ways. Now, for some reason, no, that's not. I guess that's not it. LeBron's on roids. LeBron's on roids. That's what I did wrong. Okay, and here it is. What? And let me see. Okay, no. And by the way, doesn't follow me. I guess I'm following him. I haven't seen him post in ages. But this is from June 22nd. The first theory I ever had about Q 7 years ago was that they were using a quantum computing for the drops. Today is an interesting day. What did I tell you yesterday? Right? And what did I tell you years ago? They're definitely using quantum computer, and that's what Alice is, right? But what I wanted to also share is that what about time travel is fun from Spiritual Street Fighter? Folks, if you see and understand what's been happening here with the Q drops and all of the things that are coming at us in this realm, in this world, and all the comms that we're getting, and all the now they're talking about, Uncle John Trump and Tesla and the quantum computing and AI and time travel is fun. And President Trump had a quote back in the 80s. He said, "Why do I have all these time travelers coming back to try to kill me from the future? I'm just a real estate guy." Well, imagine this having played out like it has. A very, very different outcome than just a real estate guy. I mean, think about it. If the deep state in the future wanted to save themselves from public humiliation and the downfall to MAGA and to President Trump, wouldn't they send somebody back to the future and to kill President Trump, like Terminator trying to kill John Connor's mom, right? I mean, wouldn't you do that if you had that technology, if you had that capability? Because look at what he has done. I mean, he has decimated the deep state. He has absolutely bitch slapped everything about them. Folks, if you want to support my work, please do so. And I'll call your name out at the end. And I've got a few from last night that I want to share with you. But yeah, this is unbelievable. Let's see. Hold on. Jan Hasselbush, today is your birthday. Fantastic. I see your post on Snedheads, and let me just post this beautiful picture of you and your family on your birthday. Very cool. Beautiful. Congratulations and happy birthday, Jan, and all your beautiful artwork that I have so much of it. So, and is Jan in the chat here? And if not, I'll wait and see if she arrives maybe a little bit later, where I could maybe sing to her. Okay, very cool. All right, now, yeah, the time travel is, here's the thing. Tesla said he could do it. Tesla was under the arc, the electric arc, and said, I saw the past, present, and future all at the same time. And Tesla didn't brag. Tesla didn't have to brag. Yeah, there she is. Hey, Jan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jan. We all love you too. My throat is a little scratchy tonight. Sorry about that, Jan. Caught me on an off day, maybe. So, yeah. So thank you for joining us on your birthday. I hope it was a wonderful day. Yes, thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. Yep. We both did. Yeah. Yes, I believe time travel is possible. Me too. Yeah. I love you too, Jan. You're very welcome. And thanks for joining us on your birthday. Very, very cool. And what a birthday. What a time. What an amazing time to be alive. I mean, we keep saying that, my friends, but every day it just keeps getting better and better. Now we're still dealing with some, pretty nasty stuff. Let's face it, right? The we've got some pretty nasty stuff still going on that we need to take care of, and I'll give you an example. Okay, let me take you to. Let me get a few things out of the way here. Okay. For example, in wokeness here, this is not Tehran. See if you can guess where this is.
Turn the weight, roll the weight down.
So this was Houston, Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Now, here's the thing.
Right wing. Zone 3 is central.
Hold on. I am
connecting section.
Glad.
Each zone has its own courtyard access, its own entrance capability, its own visual.
Here we go. All right. I'm glad that they're doing it out in the open, right? And the reason being is because we get to see it. And not that we get to see it is a big deal, but it's important to know that how many are here and why they're kind of throwing it in our face, how they're doing it in the middle of a public street. I've never gone out in a public street with a group of Christians and, tied up traffic or blocked sidewalks to get to, to pray. This is about showing domination. This is about showing up and making a point. Hunter, good to see you. Magnus is doing fantastic, by the way, doing fantastic. As a matter of fact, I've got you guys, your prayers got this done. So I've absolutely got to share this with you because, oh my goodness gracious, without your prayers, I can't even tell you. So let me bring this up. I'm so glad you asked, Hunter, about this beautiful creature. Let me see if I can do this here. There we go. Here we go. So there's Magnus and Jasper. I took Jasper over to see him for the first time since the surgery. So he's been missing him quite a bit, and vice versa. So their reunion was quite beautiful. Here we go. Get him. Get him. Look at Magnus running. Magnus took the exit, didn't he? Yeah. They're back. Magnus is back. Oh my gosh. How about that? He's still got patches from where he was, where they went into his body and had to suture him up. He's got like 3 main patches, but his hair's growing back. So thank you for asking. He was on death's door, and they even wrote a letter to the one of the doctors, one of the veterinarians, who was just really said, you got to get him to A&M for the blood transfusions, and I think that saved his life. And so they wrote a letter. They went and saw the vet, and so really important stuff. If a vet saves your dog's life, let them know it, would you? And make a point to connect with them, because veterinarians have like the highest suicide rate of any profession, and it's because most of the time they see animals die, and they don't have the experience of what my sister and brother-in-law gave that veterinarian by showing up with Magnus with this letter. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, thanks for asking. That was pretty amazing. Yeah, heartwarming story, right? And best friends too. Best friends without question, right? Craig, PEMF, the animals love it. Whiskers gets in my lap. Jesper comes up and I scratch his chin while I'm on it. They love the PEMF. It's really, really healthy for them. Really healthy. Yeah, happy doggies. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate that. Yeah, just like brothers chasing all around, Nancy. Thank you. So, yeah, so I don't know. You having problems with the screen freezing? Yeah, I'm sorry, Sheila. I'm not. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Run Magnus. Remember the old time readers, Run Sally, Run Jane, Run Dick. Now it's Run Magnus. It's funny. Yeah. Hey, Tom, good to see you, brother. Okay. So, my friends, we got, just so much happening. Let me, hold on. Why am I getting audio? Okay. I don't know why that's automatically doing that. I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay. President Trump said today, today's housing news conference and signing is hereby canceled until such time as we pass the desperately needed Save America Act, which I consider to be a national emergency. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. He's already said that Spencer Pratt had it stolen, and he even said that that they stopped it from happening to Hilton on the governor's race. So that's all going to come out without question. Spiritual Street Fighter posted today. She said, "This just gets better and better," and it's Bobby Levy woke up to some amazing news. It appears the Patriots are still in control. Now, Bobby Levy is the deputy war room director at the White House. And so, he's been on it. And another Q drop. Patriots are in control. Okay. So very, very cool that we're seeing these kind of comms from the White House. Okay, from the White Hats, right? Let me
evidence and now
let's see. Al Qaeda wins New York primary, projected winner. It's getting kind of crazy, folks. It's
yesterday.
it's so
If you
ridiculous.
don't see it in the news,
This you got to hear from Mike Lindell. This just went down.
machine evidence and now yesterday, if you don't see it in the news, they did one article out there from Law and Crime Dominion dropped the lawsuit against Mike Lindell and My Pillow. That was it yesterday. So, and I just want everybody to know it doesn't mean anything that I'm going to stop fighting these voting machine companies to, it was a nice gesture, but we are going to go, we're all in to get them, get rid of them, get to paper ballots hand counted. And here I'm going to announce right now, it should be within the next half hour. We're going to be posting on Lindell TV, everybody. It's 800-page historical drop of the voting machine evidence. This has never been seen before. A lot of it you might have, we have bits and pieces were out there. This has been compiled over the last 5 years. This will be right here on Lindell TV. It'll be posted, like I say, in about 20 minutes. We're doing a press release on it, and anyone that ever tells you then, Vanessa, that ever says, oh, there's no evidence, this is like a library. It's a historical library with 500 and some articles and 100% evidence that back each thing up. This was actually part of this given to the president when he was told by when he walked off that's reporter a few weeks ago, and he re-truthed it. So it's a very exciting day. We're going to tie in, all these stuff.
So they dropped that case, Dominion, right? Because it's just not viable. All the information is coming out. Now, I went to Lindell TV, nothing out yet. But this was I did want to show this. This was Mike Lindell covering the President Trump's speech tonight to kick off the hold on a second. To kick off this event. Here we go.
It's going to be completed very soon. And just across the bridge in front of Arlington Cemetery, we're building a magnificent, they're really beautiful. This is going to be something you're going to like. They totally
nice crowd, huh? And he got rid of, was this the event or was it the event the other night? They got rid of all the singers, excuse me, that they had booked that were canceling at the last minute. So Mary posts Elon Musk, okay, the most entertaining outcome as if we're in a movie is the most likely. He said this on June 24th, 2023. Guess what? He also said it. No, he did it. Okay. I just heard him say it the other day in an interview, by the way. But today is a delta for this. I thought he said it again today. Maybe I'm wrong, but I did hear it in the interview, right? Yeah. Lee Kuan Yew, air conditioning was the most important invention for us, perhaps one of the signal inventions of history. It changed the nature of civilization by making development possible. In the tropics, without air conditioning, you can work only in the cool early morning hours or at dusk. The first thing I did upon becoming prime minister was to install air conditioners in buildings where the civil service worked. This was the key to public efficiency. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Temperatures exceed 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Sleep duration goes down. Sleep efficiency, work productivity, school learning goes down. Very interesting. There we go. Okay. So I wanted to take you to President Trump's comment earlier about the gas prices in the White House here. Here it is right here. Let me get this to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier today, you instructed your Department of Justice to do an investigation for oil companies that you said gas prices were not coming down quick enough, and you are concerned that there is price gouging going on, taking advantage of the crisis. Sir, can you elaborate on that?
So it's ExxonMobil, it's Chevron, it's Shell, it's BP, it's a lot of them. The gasoline or the oil prices have come down so much, and we are not seeing anything at the pump by comparison to what it should be. We should be, in my opinion, at $2.25 right now at the pump. And we're higher than that. And we are doing a big investigation on it. Yeah. They're not reducing the prices commensurate with what's happening. Look, we are sending out, think of it, 19 million barrels came out yesterday. That is a flood. That's like a gusher. That's an oil gusher. And they should be much lower, the gasoline prices, which really is what people see more than anything else, but for their car. But the gasoline prices should be much lower at the pump. And the oil companies are possibly gouging. I hope they're not, otherwise they're going to be in big trouble. They're going to be in big trouble. We're not going to play games.
So this is, he's calling everybody out. I have not heard this, Nancy, but let me get to that in a second. But he's calling everybody out. He's calling out the oil companies and saying, you're not going to price gouge us. Everybody needs to fear Trump if they're not already doing that, right? This is a no-brainer because he is the man and he is doing something that nobody else has ever done in the history of our world, and he is collapsing the deep state. But he also, let me take you to what he said today about John Thune. Let's see. I showed you the national emergency quote, right? And he said the Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren-centric housing bill, and that's what we just, I said he put on hold, which is of minor importance compared to lower interest rates, and even FISA pales in comparison to passing the Save America Act. That is what Americans, both Democrats, he's gone with DUMOCRATS, Democrats, which is, I think, just a fantastic new moniker, because the Democrats they're not real anymore. They're fake. They're a parody of themselves. It's ridiculous. Republicans and everyone else care about. Get the bad Republicans to approve it, or better yet, terminate the filibuster and approve it, and everything else Republicans have ever dreamed of. The Democrats will do it in hour one, 100%. Republicans will feel very stupid if they don't do it first. I'll be watching with tears in my eyes, President DJT. I'll be watching with tears in my eyes. Folks, this is... I gotta look this one up. This is speaking to me like he's saying more than he's saying here. First of all, I got to go to the capital letter counter and find out. I'm so glad we got all these tools here. I've got to reconnect this to Snedheads if any of you have been having trouble looking up from Snedheads the capital letter counter. I need to do that for you. So let me go to 86 here and also go to 68. Think mirror. And 86 is Hillary Clinton Wonderland Quotes Campaign ebook. Finally, correct reference. Saudi Arabia is the bloody wonderland. Alice in Wonderland signatures study important. Now, we've been all over this the past day because of the quantum computing and how Alice is the quantum computer that is running the Q operation in Saudi Arabia. This is my speculation, what I believe to be true, and also the connection with Hillary Clinton in the bloody wonderland as well. So Alice is Q, but Alice is also Hillary. Q has told us that. If we go to 68, what data just dropped? Why is this relevant? Huma. Where is Huma? Who's Huma connected to? What organization? Family history. How did she meet HRC? What did they say? They're like sisters. Why are Dems dropping HRC all of a sudden? Were deals made with select Dems? Can we expose every crooked politician? 70% Huma, follow Huma, Alice in Wonderland. Again, another Alice in Wonderland connection after the quantum computing executive order that President Trump signed. This is very, very important and very obvious that they're keeping, taking us to the Alice com. Okay, now, and this is where we're at. If I left you behind, my apologies. So let me think. I think with the capital letters, I think we're good with the capital letters. However, I do want to just quickly go to the timestamp, which is 9:49 a.m. So there will be that is the military. And it is let me see, 9:49. Here we go. Q team, trust Sessions still or nah? Why is Fox saying McCabe will skate? Trust the plan, full control. Well, interesting. Wasn't it just where, I don't know. I reposted Bobby Levy woke up to some amazing news. It appears the Patriots are still in control. Okay. Maybe we should look at this timestamp. I doubt that Bobby Levy's doing timestamps, but certainly News Unlocks the map and still in control. And here we are on the Q drops. Trust the plan, full control. And of course, trust the plan was also had to do with the White House post from 2 days ago. So that is huge. That is really important that we are seeing that. Seeing this kind of connection, seeing this kind of comm directly to us. It's pretty badass. And here again, this is the timestamp of this Bobby Levy, 8:16 a.m. Why February 23rd, 2018? Why school shootings? What is more precious than our children? Emotional pull, distraction event, gun grab event, D-security, Democrat security. Why would locals go along with such a sick organized event? They must control local police, school, county officials, etc. to work. Why? It's all about the money, federal aid and donations. These people are sick. Federal aid and donations. And then you have the Hartford Current, I believe. Yep. Death of a woman found in Connecticut home, ruled suicide. Man with multiple recent arrests charged with murder. Oh, here it is. Sandy Hook 2 years later. Where is the aid going? Okay. The mother of one of the 20 children killed said trying to get help has been at best confusing and at worst impossible for many families. It is absolutely disheartening after 23 months to hear of an impacted family with unmet needs. This is a tragedy and should not be happening. So where is all the mental health money going, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just all a scam. Okay. Now, why are we here? Follow the money. It's always about the money, right? Well, what's going on? This is very, very timely because what's going on with USAID and the information that's coming out about that. And I'll give you an example. This is a beach resort in the Philippines, seized supercars and jewelry worth $2 million locked in a home safe. That's how fraudster Marizel Yuki spent your taxpayer money while targeting terminally ill hospice patients, according to allegations. In just 18 months, she billed Medicare and TRICARE over $900 million, $1 million per patient. Her actions were a systematic plunder of our healthcare safety net at the expense of our most vulnerable citizens. The Justice Department and CMS put an end to her lavish lifestyle and defrauding of beneficiaries. $6.5 billion in fraud. Your taxes were wasted on diamonds, Ferraris, and a boat named Butt Naked. And that's what is going down. Now, also, let me see. I want to take you to, here it is. Okay. Tom Elliott asks the questions. How many people has Elon Musk personally murdered via his work helping defund USAID? I've run the numbers. USAID, as people outside of CNN's viewership already know, operates largely as a CIA cutout, placing assets on the ground in countries where the U.S. government is intervening politically. U.S. aid was instrumental in helping seed the following revolutions, coups d'etats, and civil wars. Serbia, bulldozer revolution 2000. Venezuela, coup attempt and sustained OTI funding April 2002. Georgia, Rose Revolution 2003. Ukraine, Orange Revolution. Haiti, ouster of Aristide. Lebanon, Cedar Revolution. Belarus, opposition funding, Jeans Revolution, and after attempted failed 2006. Honduras, coup against Zelaya, June 2009. Cuba, Tunisia, Egypt, Ukraine, Bolivia, Kyrgyzstan. Without U.S. intervention, it's hard to see how any of these would have gotten off the ground. Some back of the envelope math on these conflicts: body count, Venezuela, Haiti, maiden event, Bolivia, Donbars, all these people were killed. 36, 319, 14,000. Okay. Ukraine, okay, 350 to 500,000. So far, we're up somewhere north of 365,000 deaths, more likely north of 500K. What else do we have? They also help fund poppy farmers in Afghanistan. USAID also worked with groups sexually abusing and trafficking children in Kenya and the Central African Republic. Much earlier, Vietnam, USA helped the CIA arm and feed Hmong guerrillas fighting communist forces. Not the worst thing. USAID also helped the Hmong militia and other warlords smuggle opium. While the final tally is hard to properly calculate, if passed as predicate in helping shut down USAID, Elon Musk could be saving hundreds of thousands of lives, thousands of African children, and millions of people around the world susceptible to opiate addiction. Give this man a Peace Prize, Nobel Prize. Right? Right? My friends, this is amazing that this is all coming out now. Thank you, Tom Elliott, for this. I got to give you a follow here, brother. Very, very cool. Okay. But that is, the fraud. This is all coming out, my friends. This is all getting really, really interesting. And more and more fraud is absolutely without question coming to the surface, right? And by the way, also, this was drop 3387. And because we had Patriots in Control, which was posted by Levy, listen very carefully. Again, this was, of course, the speech that will get President Trump elected. We've played it many, many times. Note past 2 years. Okay, so this is 2019, July 2019. That would take us back to July 2017 or October 2017 when Q started posting. Note the next 6 years. So 2019 is now going to 2025, right? You were told what was going to happen. You were told what battles we face, strategic, pre-planned, Patriots in control. Q told us back then it was going to take 6 years. We've gone over that post a lot. Probably not enough, but definitely a lot. Okay. Big things going on, my friends. Right now. It's remarkable. Okay. And I wanted to, let's see. And President Trump posted again about the big oil companies. So he didn't just say it in the presser. He said the big oil companies are not dropping the price at the pump, commensurate with the sharply lower prices they're paying for oil. Those prices are dropping like a rock. In other words, customers are being gouged. I have instructed the DOJ to immediately start looking into this. Gasoline prices better start going down a lot faster than what I'm seeing. I have Mr. Whistle Whiskers at my feet. And there's Jasper at my other feet. I have one at one foot, one at the other foot, my friends. Ain't nothing better than that. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, many communists running in badly failing blue states, the votes seem to have them doing quite well against each other. The bad news is that history has conclusively shown that the downtrodden states that they will soon be running will only get worse. That's absolutely true. Like, we don't need to try this over again. It's really, really, really bad. Dan Goldman just lost big. Kellyanne Conway, husband got crushed in the primaries. I ran on the ropes, ready to go down for the fall, willing to give us practically anything. And for the first time in decades, respecting the hell out of the U.S. and its president, me, and the U.S. Senate decides to have a poorly timed and meaningless War Powers Act vote telling the number one sponsor of terror in the world that the U.S. doesn't like what I'm doing to them and I must stop. And by doing so has provided aid and comfort the enemy. 4 Republican losers voted with the Democrats, and Iran asked my people, what does that all mean? These senators have just made my job more difficult, but I will get it done one way or the other because I always get it done, President DJT. He literally called them out and said that they are aiding and abetting, aiding and comforting the enemy. That's treason. He's calling them out, right?
the president.
Okay, I'm going to play this because I was trying to play it last night and I couldn't get it to play. Here we go.
You heard that magnificent speech he gave today. All that fire, all the ability and passion he brings up. That SAVE Act is what's going to save the Republican Party, and the Senate better get on the ball, or they'll be the ones who cost us the midterms.
I think that's a great point. And Ben, the Pennsylvania audience, the Mack Truck Factory, went wild when the president talked about the SAVE Act. What is up with the Republicans in the Senate not getting this done? That's just absolutely ludicrous.
Republicans in the Senate do not want to get rid of the filibuster in order to pass the SAVE Act. And I think that they're quite honestly being delusional about the fact that as soon as Democrats have control again, they're going to get rid of the filibuster. We know this. Like, we know the way that this is going to play out. In the same way that we know that they're going to try to pack the Supreme Court, in the same way that we know that they're going to try to play the same games that they have been telegraphing for years now that they want to play with our representative democracy. So, look, if you want to try to have representative elections and have, an actual voter ID qualification, on the national level, look, I want to hold these people's feet to the fire. I disagree with a lot of these centrist Republicans who say, oh, no, we wouldn't even get to 50 votes anyway. I don't think that that's actually true. I actually think that if you voted on this, you would hear it in your ear from your constituents to the point where you would be able to actually pass
we're preserving.
It. Look, the president has his opinion, and I think that he's right about this.
Yeah. So, what's happening in these states with these communists is going to be like what he said about Zoran Mandami being the best thing that ever happened to Republicans, right? Yeah. Yes, thank you, OSQ. Appreciate you. Yeah, the story continues. All right. Let me go to this question. I love this question. This is from Furry Grizzly. Says, has any mainstream news stations talked about the Q post? That's a great question, because Q was posted by the White House account. The official White House X account posted, White House will be Q posting today with heavy spacing mimicking QAnon drops, followed by clarification. And by Q, we mean quantum. This teased executive orders on quantum computing and post-quantum cryptography, aiming for U.S. technological dominance. For example, a powerful quantum computer by 2028 and protections against quantum cyber threats. It was a deliberate pun on Q, quantum, that echoed QAnon-style formatting, sparking reactions from supporters, interpreting it as a nod and criticism from others. Related Defense Department accounts also posted QAnon referencing memes like Trust the Plan, Patriots, and Where We Go On, We Go, Quantum. Okay. Wall Street Journal reported the tease directly in their article on executive orders, noting the apparent reference to a message format used by the QAnon conspiracy theory group. Again, they're still calling us QAnon, which means they don't know anything about it. Reuters, via AOL and others, covered the quantum orders and mentioned the White House joked about Q posting as a nod to the QAnon movement. They're also trying to say that they're playing with us. Mother Jones detailed the White House post and DOD memes as leaning into QAnon imagery and slogans. Other mentions appeared in Yahoo Finance, being crypto, and conservative independent sites amplifying or critiquing it. Larger TV networks and top papers like New York Times and WAPO do not appear to have given it heavy front page treatment, likely because it was framed as a social media stunt tied to a legitimate policy. Past QAnon stories from the Trump era received more coverage. Well, this isn't going to receive coverage because it basically gives it credibility, right? So yeah, great question for a Grizzly. Thank you for that. And I'm glad I looked that up because I had not checked that out. I didn't anticipate that they would. And I saw some stories that tried to make it look like, oh, these guys are They're giving a shout out to their loser, base, right, of the QAnons. Jackie says Alice in Wonderland is a rare neurological disease. It distorts brain perception of sensory input, alters how you view size and distance of objects, shape of body, and passage of time. Wow, that's very interesting. I wonder if we ever looked into this. Because something rings a bell about this, but I honestly can't remember. My memory, folks, I need you for my memory. I got to tell you. But Jackie one, that's so interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, I'm looking it up. Whippensburg, good to see you. Yeah, we are so winning. Hold the line, Patriots is right. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So let me pull this up. So Alice in Wonderland syndrome, also known as Todd's syndrome or dysmetropsia. And I want to say we might have done this because we were talking about Todd, I think, and said, oh, it's Todd syndrome, whatever. Is a rare neurological condition that causes temporary distortions in perception. By the way, I think I'm going to get all my shows somehow on AI so I can search them for things like this because just such a huge library of content. It's hard to really track stuff down. So that's going to make life a little easier. And I would also want to do it for possibly you as well to be able to search things. But anyway, it affects how the brain processes sensory information about size, shape, distance, body image, and time. It's named after Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, where Alice experiences shrinking, growing, and other surreal changes, similar to what people with AIWS report. They can last from minutes to hours, symptoms, visual distortions. Yeah, so very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, it's ringing a bell now. Thank you for mentioning this. Most commonly occurs in children around 9 to 15, but it can affect adults too. Migraines, epilepsy, seizures, brain scans. Interesting. Huh. No treatment. No treatment. Wow. Fewer than 200 well-documented cases. Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Jackie one. That's pretty cool to be able to go back to that, right? Yeah, I agree with you, Sheila. We've got to get the mental institutions back. Reagan stopped them, and man, a lot of people went homeless because they were having issues. So, folks, if you want to support the work that I do here, I ask you to please do so. It is needed now more than ever, and especially as we are being vindicated for the years and years of sharing with you about Q and Q Plus and everything that comes with that is really, it's been quite a journey together. And I thank you for supporting this journey and continuing this journey with me is very, very important that we continue all the way through the finish line. I always tell any athlete that I'm coaching, always run past the line, always run past the finish line. You know, when you're competing, Make sure that you really, give it everything you've got, and finish strong. And that's what we are looking to do here on this show. Especially, folks, think about the post that Anna Paulina Luna just posted about how the influencer money is going to be exposed very soon. That's a pretty big deal, my friends. Like, what's up with that? Okay. Um, and This is it. The influencer disclosures. So what's that going to look like? This is Anna Paulina Luna dropping this. What's this going to look like, my friends, when we find out that so many of these people that we thought were somebody we could trust were actually being paid to deceive us? All right. Pretty big stuff when you think about it. When you think about, like, wow, that's people are literally, and that's what we're going to see. This is we're going to find out too about the people who are in the mainstream media, because they've been paid to lie to us too by the CIA, by the deep state. Thank you, Edward Quinn, for your $5 donation. And from last night, Erica Van Kirk, thank you for your $5 donation. Dina Gildner for your $25 donation. Thank you, Dina, so much. Linda Prasnick, again, I thanked you last night, but thank you again for your $25 last night. And then we had some from 2 days ago that I don't think I got to, and that was Janet Butler. $10, Greta Petty, 25. Thank you both. Kelly Levinson, $51. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thank you for all you do. I'm always excited. Thank you, Kelly. Maggie O'Leary for dog food, $17 for Jasper. I bought some Jasper food today, so you pitched in, no question about it. As did Greg Cowie, by the way. Thank you, Greg, for your $100 donation from about a week ago. Actually, I missed it because it was on Give, Send, Go, and people haven't been using that as much. Stephanie Petty, Freedom Barbecue, $25. Thank you. And Kelly Land for your $25 donation. And of course, for all of you folks that have gotten this amazing device, this amazing PEMF device. This is what it looks like. SnedPEMF.com, my friends. Please just go check it out. Do yourselves a favor and just look at it, because it is something very, very special. This is my website, SnedPEMF.com. The game taught me how to push my body. Experience taught me how to take care of it. You can see some videos down here and how to support your body naturally, what you can use it for: brain fog, lack of focus, circulation, inflammation, stubborn weight, slow recovery, joint discomfort. And you can see the devices and pricing. This is the one that I recommend, because you get these wands that come with it that go right to the source. You also have this shaken massager, the belt, the Galaxy G1 for the eyes to get your vision improved. This is some great stuff, folks. I highly recommend it. Please check it out at your convenience. And yeah, my friends, this is things are getting very, very interesting as we near so many. I don't know why is that. Apologies, but I got to figure that out. Okay. So, my friends, yeah. So Thank you for being here. Also, Liberty Shines, thank you for your $25 donation on June 10th. Again, Greg Cowie for your 100, and Kelly Orlando for your $20 donation at the end of May, and Dory Wells, end of May. Auntie Honey, I think I got you, and Terry Rumor for your $50 donation in May. I didn't see a lot of these because so many have not been using Give, Send, Go, so I'll keep checking that out. But thank you all so much for your donations, and also just your support of this incredible work that we're doing. I do absolutely, without question, think that what we've done here has been really special, simply because of we've been, big on Q, never wavered off President Trump. It's all been a very, very interesting journey with all of you. And we've been providing some great info along the way, because it is no outside comms. It's all been Q. It's all been Q plus, and there's no other way to look at it other than just the fact that nailed it. Don't mind saying it when it's true, right? It's that important. It was important in this revolution to be accurate. It was important in this revolution to not make it about me, not make it about any one person, okay? It was important to understand that where we go one, we go all. It was important to understand the Patriots are in control. It was important to understand, enjoy the show. Important to understand, Patriots in control. Important to understand that you cannot tell people the truth. You must show them. Only at the precipice will people find the will to engage. All of this, my friends, have been the tenets of Q that have kept us on track. And that's where I've been, and that's where we must continue. 2 hours down, folks. I should be on tomorrow again, because some great things are happening. So please join me. And if I'm not, I will be on Friday. Much love to you all. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you for those who are making the effort, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching tape delayed, just making the effort to just go on to, Stripe, go on to Give, Send, Go, go on to Zelle, and just take the time to send a few dollars. It makes a big difference when a lot of you do it, because there's thousands of you and there's only one of me. So it makes a big difference in my life. And it is much appreciated. So thank you for those who take the time to do that and understand the value of the people like myself that aren't getting paid by countries and by organizations to do their bidding, which you're about to find out, as per Anna Paulina Luna, who those people are. So let's support those that we know aren't getting that kind of support. Much love to you all. Be well. Hold the line. Good night.